Harry and I get along pretty well and enjoy each other's company in our own way. I do not seem to have any problems with my mother-in-law Scarlett, which is often a bottleneck in married life, and I have a good relationship with her. Scarlett currently lives alone. My father-in-law Robert passed away 3 years ago due to an illness. When Robert passed away, my husband wanted to move in with Scarlett, but I refused. I liked Scarlett, but living with her was a different story. I believed it would definitely cause stress on both of us, deteriorating our relationship. So, I talked to Harry and suggested that we buy a house near Scarlett. Harry agreed to the plan, and now it is a routine for us to visit Scarlett every weekend. Scarlett seems happy to have us visit and always greets us with a smile. We have a smooth married life, but there is one thing that bothers me: Harry's income. Harry and I are both full-time employees, but my salary is almost twice as much as his. I work for an IT company, so my original salary was high, and I just recently got a promotion that raised my salary even more. I think I am paid quite well compared to my colleagues. On the other hand, Harry works for a small company, and the company's overall performance is not so good. Therefore, his salary is quite low. Harry doesn't spend a lot of money and is rather frugal, so I can't say there is any problem, but I still feel a little uneasy when I think about having a child in the future. But Harry works very hard every day, so it's difficult for me to talk to him about such things. I would like to get a promotion and support the family finances as much as I can. One day, I finished work earlier than usual and arrived home in the evening. As I unlocked the door and entered the house, I heard Harry talking on the phone with someone. I usually try not to interfere, but I felt somewhat suspicious, so I tried not to be obvious and eavesdropped on his conversation quietly. Then I heard Harry saying, "Don't worry, Sonia doesn't know." I checked my savings, and there's a lot of money saved up now. It's going well with the person you introduced me to, Mom. Yeah. Now I just have to decide when I'm going to ask her for a divorce. I couldn't believe my ears. Savings? Divorce? What the hell is Harry saying? And who is the person that was introduced to him? The person at the end of the phone is probably Scarlett. What have they planned? Suddenly, my mind went blank. I quietly left the house and went to a nearby cafe to calm myself down. Harry was talking about divorcing me. Did that mean the person he was introduced to was another woman? And what did he mean by savings? As far as I knew, Harry had a low income. Could he have been lying this whole time? My head was spinning with all these thoughts at once. I drank a cup of coffee to reset my brain, got a pen and paper, and began to organize my thoughts and the situation. Then I came up with a hypothesis. Perhaps Harry and Scarlett were planning together to divorce me, and they had been saving money somewhere as hidden assets to be with Harry's new mistress. But this was all just a guess. I decided to first ask a detective agency to investigate and confirm whether Harry was really cheating on me or not. When I came home from the cafe, Harry looked at me innocently and said, "Welcome home," with a smile on his face. I had always thought Harry, although a little unreliable, was a man of integrity. I was really shocked to find out that he had a hidden part of him, which made me realize that appearances can be deceiving. A few weeks later, I received the results of the investigation from the detective agency. It was confirmed that there were many instances of secret meetings between Harry and his mistress. There were numerous photos of them going into a hotel together. This was enough to prove that Harry was definitely cheating on me. Next, I found out about the savings he had been hiding from me. It was very difficult to find this evidence. As far as I could see from Harry's payslips, there wasn't much money that he could save. Then a thought came to me. What if he had been showing me false payslips this whole time? Could Harry have been forging his payslips to show them to me? But Harry isn't smart enough to forge payslips. If so, then Scarlett must be the one who is doing that. I had to get some kind of evidence at any cost. As usual, Harry and I visited Scarlett over the weekend, but this time she was behaving strangely. She was obviously not the same as she had been in the past. Sonia, will you cook for us today? You know I always cook for you. I wish you would try to cook on your own more. Oh, okay. You're the wife, and a wife must be the one who should be doing most of the work. I was surprised at the sudden change in Scarlett's attitude, but it was true that up until now she had done everything herself without trying to get me to help her. So, it was completely fine for me to cook. I cooked several dishes with the ingredients available at Scarlett's house. However, even when I put them on the table, Scarlett didn't want to eat them at all. Scarlett, are you not going to eat? I asked. Then, Scarlett started to throw the dishes into the trash. What are you doing? I exclaimed. I can't eat this horrible food, she said, taking out cup noodles and preparing them herself. Eating this is so much better. I glanced at Harry, but he was ignoring what was happening. I realized that Harry and Scarlett were working together to harass me and push me towards asking for a divorce. After that, Scarlett continued to bully me. She made me do most of the housework, such as cleaning the bathtub, the toilet, the storage room, and doing the laundry, while she lay on the couch watching TV. If I tried to rest even a little, she would yell at me. But knowing that this was all part of their plan to get me to divorce Harry, it didn't damage me at all. In fact, I almost laughed at Scarlett's behavior towards me. Scarlett's bullying escalated further because her tactics weren't working on me. As I was cleaning the living room, she suddenly dropped some dishes, breaking them into pieces. Oh, I'm sorry, Sonia. Can you clean up here too? She said, smirking at me. Maybe Scarlett thought she had finally succeeded in making me hate her, but honestly, I was impressed that she was willing to sacrifice her own dishes just to bully me. Scarlett, are you injured? I'll bring the brush right away to pick these up, I said. Scarlett instantly got grumpy when she heard my words. She was probably angry that her bullying didn't work on me once again. Eventually, Scarlett's bullying became quite desperate. You're so annoying. You're always moving too efficiently. You should try to be more useless. Why are you so obedient? She said. I struggled to hold back my laughter at this point. I was almost enjoying the situation. But Scarlett finally crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed. On this particular day, I was washing the dishes after finishing dinner at Scarlett's house. Then Scarlett came up to me and said, "You use too much water, you idiot," and slapped me on the cheek. I immediately slapped her back as hard as I could with my soapy hand. Scarlett fell down on the spot. Harry rushed toward her, shouting, "What are you doing?" I ignored him and left Scarlett's house. When I returned home, Harry came after me. "Hey, what the hell were you thinking? Laying your hands on my mom," he yelled. "It was Scarlett who laid her hands on me first," I replied. "That's because you did something wrong, right?" he retorted. "How can you say that?" "Scarlett just lost her temper on her own," I said. "I can't do this anymore," Harry said. "Huh. I'm saying that I can't stay married to someone who is violent towards my mom." "Oh, I see. So you're saying that you want a divorce?" "That's right. I want a divorce." "Fine. Let's get a divorce," I said, taking out the divorce papers from the drawer. "What? You already have the divorce papers ready?" I knew that this was going to happen. But more importantly, if we're going to discuss the divorce, can you have Scarlett come over here too? What? Why? Mom has nothing to do with this. The reason for the divorce is because I hit Scarlett, right? Besides, if we're getting a divorce, we should inform her properly. Harry reluctantly agreed and invited Scarlett over to our house. A little while later, Scarlett came over, glaring at me as she held her red cheek. Ignoring her glare, I continued to talk. "So, you really want a divorce?" "Yeah, I don't mind having the divorce," Harry said. I filled out my part and handed it over to Harry. When he finished filling in his part, He grinned as he and Scarlett looked at each other. Well, I guess we're done then. Wait a minute, we're not done yet. We still have to talk about alimony and property division, I said. Harry and Scarlett looked at me blankly. Alimony? For what? Harry asked. For this, I said, placing the photos of Harry's affair, which I had obtained along with the divorce papers, on the table. This is... Harry and Scarlett turned pale at once. You were having an affair, weren't you? No, this is different. There's no way that you can cover it up after being photographed entering a hotel room with your mistress. I'm sure that I can get alimony for this, right? No way, Harry stammered. And I know that you've been secretly saving money, I added. Harry and Scarlett's eyes widened in surprise. You really thought you could get away by forging your payslips? What are you talking about? Scarlett said. But I know you, Harry. You can't do such a thing. So, Scarlett, you cooperated, right? What? There's no way that I would do such a thing, Scarlett denied. Well, if you want to be honest, that's completely fine. But if you don't confess the truth now, I will sue you for fraud. Scarlett looked like she couldn't stop sweating from all the anxiousness. Don't accuse people of something you don't have proof of, Harry said. I'll definitely get proof. There are many ways to get proof, you know. I'll sue you in court and request proof of income through my lawyer. Then they'll show me your withholding tax slips, and I'll know for sure at once. Harry's face turned even paler. Then finally, I said something that would make Harry confess in the end. If you try to hide it, you will be sued for all the damages, and you'll have to pay more than your share of the property. Is that okay? Harry finally confessed everything. Scarlett had helped him falsify his payslips, and he had made savings in his own personal account. When I questioned him as to why he did this, he gave me a response that was shocking to me. Harry had always felt inferior about the fact that I had a higher income than him. But when he discussed this with Scarlett, she apparently advised him to divorce me. Since I had a higher income, Scarlett suggested that Harry should let me pay more of his living expenses for a while secretly making savings on the side. When he had enough money saved up, Harry and I would get a divorce. Scarlett had been holding a grudge against me for a while because she knew I refused to live with her and wanted to take me down with this strategy. After I found this out, I concluded that there was no need to be kind to them. I immediately hired a lawyer and demanded alimony from Harry and his mistress. I also had them disclose Harry's hidden savings and shared a substantial amount of it with me. He also paid me half the value of the house in exchange for me leaving. In the end, Harry ran out of savings from paying me money, and it seems like Harry's mistress had no idea about having to pay the alimony, so she got angry and abandoned Harry. Since this happened as a result of taking Scarlett's advice, the relationship between Harry and Scarlett collapsed, and Harry stopped returning to Scarlett's house completely. I also told their neighbors about this incident, so all the neighbors now see Scarlett as a bad person, and people have stopped talking to her, leaving her isolated. I reported Harry's affair to his workplace, and now Harry is feeling very ashamed because of the cold shoulder he is getting from everyone due to his own scandal. It's really a nice feeling to get back at them like this. I, on the other hand, am now single and took the opportunity to buy a tower condo.